Splitgate 2 had a rocky start. They aimed for something big, something bold, but missed the mark.
Because I grew up playing Halo, and I'm tired of playing the same Call of Duty every year, and I wish we could have Titanfall 3.
What they tried to do was actually pretty admirable, but how they executed it was not quite what the media expected or appreciated. Still, they got the attention from the media, the fans, and the critics, just not the way they wanted. The biggest controversy was the store prices. That became the focus of the conversation, and honestly, it deserved all the backlash it got. The overpriced bundles and the questionable values in the store gave the feeling that they wanted to pocket your money as fast as possible. And if you ask me, that's just not the smartest move from them. Apparently, the monetization strategy was led by someone from the Call of Duty scene, and the person was reportedly let go after launch. But blaming just one person, that feels like a scapegoat if you ask me. But the fact that there was just one person to blame here, I don't really believe. I don't think it was just one department that was to blame here. I think it was plenty more, but they did a PR safe move. And in my opinion, that's just not a good look for the brand. And for that, they really need to focus on how to improve on the management. Now, despite all the controversies, the current player base isn't as bad as it may look. Sure, it's not massive, but it's also on consoles, which means that the player base is much higher than what it shows on the Steam charts. Some people might look at the Steam charts and think the game is dead, but I don't think that's fair. Arena shooters in general nowadays isn't the same as it once was. People don't fancy it as much anymore, and if it's to be successful, it needs to draw something new to the table, and what they tried in this case was to add the Battle Royale, and that might be the choice. But what I'm worried about now is that too late. With that said, I do believe that Splitgate 2 is a better game than the original. It's no longer so heavily reliant on portals, and I actually think that's a good thing. The movement system is much better and much cleaner. It rewards people to understand the movement system together with the portals to dominate the game in a whole new level. And once the meta develops a little bit more, I think that the movement and the portals is gonna be very overwhelming even for some people that might enjoy the game today. Arena shooters as a genre have kind of faded. Games like Quake Champions struggled, Hyper Scape, a game I absolutely loved, which is in my opinion a arena shooter battle royale take, wasn't even able to sustain a player base. And I was one of the few that was a die-hard fan for that game. It scratched a specific itch that no other game has really done in a very long time. And then Splitgate 2 came. It's the first game in a while that's giving me a little bit more of that feeling. Not quite, but it's really close to become something big. There's a few things that still needs to be polished, but I really hope that they get the chance they deserve to become something that can play in the long run. Of course, recovering from a rough launch isn't easy. Most games do not have a second chance, but if we look at No Man's Sky, if that game can turn things around, why can't Splitgate? If 1047 Games can keep the content flowing, fix the monetization, and continue listening to their community, they might have a chance to stay in the long run. Now, I'm not talking about them becoming one of the big threes. No, I'm talking about just having a good niche community, and sometimes that's all we need. So what do you think? Is there still room for arena shooters today? What do you think about Splitgate 2? Have you tried the game? Will you try the game? Or are you just waiting for it to see what it becomes? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I love to read each and every one of them. I'd love to hear your take. Drop a like and sub, it helps a ton, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Peace.